G'day viewers, the end of another working week means it's time, once again, for Totally Fucked Up Friday, where I provide you with incontrovertible evidence the world really is totally fucked up. Now I'm going to start with a bit of a good news story that went a little bit wrong. A player for the Cincinnati Bengals, one Chad Ochocinco, has come up with his own cereal line. He's endorsing a cereal line with his little O's. He's got so many O's in his name. It's actually called Ochocinco's. Maybe it's Ochocinco O's. I'm not sure. But it's all in support of a charity he's being a spokesman for called Feed the Children. All fantastic stuff. It's got a number on the cereal box where people can call to find out how they can help feed the children. Except they put the wrong number on the box, and if you call it, instead of getting Feed the Children, you get a phone sex line. That's got to make you feel good about handing your credit card details across, isn't it? That's just a perfect cover story, really. Why are you paying for all that phone sex? No. Look in the cereal box. I'm helping starving children. Thank you very much. Although what made me laugh in the story where a suburban family are saying how they rang the number and found this out, and that's who's being quoted in this news story. The giveaway line in this was, well, the second time we called, I'm sorry, the second time? You didn't get enough of the phone sex the first time? And what about the third and fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh time you called? Is it still a phone sex line? You're not fooling anybody. And now a story that will have the tinfoil hat brigade feeling really justified in their paranoia. Now, I've talked before about these backscatter X-ray machines that are being introduced more and more often in airports. They essentially produce a picture that makes you look like you have no clothes on, and I've said how much I don't like that. And my revenge would be to think about sex before going in, so they have to get a backscatter of me with an erection. Small revenges make life worthwhile. Anyway, this is apparently being expanded. Little mobile trucks that use backscatter X-ray to scan vehicles at random, you know, to try and find drugs or bombs. Oh, that's not going to go very wrong, is it? It gives people who are even slightly paranoid two things to lose their fucking minds over. One is just the gross invasion of privacy, and the two is that really safe, just pointing a big fucking radiation cannon at people at random on the street? I don't know, but it's not going to make the paranoid people any less paranoid. And seriously, the crowd who go, oh, well, if you're not doing anything wrong, you've got nothing to hide. Fuck you, okay? I fucking hate that as a defense for intrusive police and government powers. You know, if I'm not doing anything wrong, I've got the fucking right to privacy. See, in any decent country, law enforcement has to prove reasonable suspicion before they fucking invade your life. Apparently, that just makes me a terrorist for thinking that way. And to round up with a bit more of governments wanting to fuck up our lives, people still ask me, hey, that Australian internet censorship proposal, is that going to go ahead? Like, it's almost impossible it will go ahead, but the fuckwit who's the spokesman for it, Stephen Conroy, won't shut up. He won't just stop saying dumb shit as if it's a factual statement. So, yeah, someone needs to, I don't know, fucking, I was going to say lobotomize. That wouldn't quite work. I don't know, has science yet discovered the part of the brain that makes people fuckwits? Can we cut that out of his head? But one thing I wanted to bring up, whenever I mention him and the plan, I get people from around the world, particularly from the US, who tend to value their freedom of speech, saying, wow, it sucks to be in Australia, you should leave. And I keep saying, are you a fucking moron? Do you think this is localised in Australia? Countries all around the world, all across Europe and North and South America, Asia, everyone is doing this shit. Just look at the news this week in the US. A great big double-barreled fuck you to anyone who cares about A, the internet, and B, their privacy. First, a net neutrality bill got voted down. which is essentially opening the door for vested interests to completely fuck over the internet as we like it. It's put forward by a Democrat, and he says he didn't get enough support from the Republicans for it to go through. Big surprise. Politicians generally being in the pocket of these big companies. The second one is one that has been introduced to allow the US government to censor the internet. Which is hysterical, because the US State Department has actually spoken up and said that the Australian proposal is fucked. And now people in the US government are proposing giving the government the right to censor the internet. Now this was also introduced by a Democrat, and I will not fucking hold my breath to see if Republicans vote this down. If they do, if Republicans vote this down on free speech grounds, I will be the first to give them credit. But given that you can tie this up into this whole fucking paranoid terrorism bullshit and conveniently also shut down anyone who criticises the government or the people who've paid them, hey, I really, like I said, I'm not going to hold my breath for politicians generally to vote this down. We shall see. It's only just been introduced, so it's not law yet. It's a proposal. Hell, maybe the Republicans will just stick to their vote down everything the Democrats say, even when it's something they would like, and it won't go through. But we shall see. See, but the problem with this, again, there'll always be people defending, well, you've got to shut down sites that tell people how to build bombs. You've got to shut down sites with the kiddie porn. You've got to shut down this. Look, the shutting down doesn't work. It's just ripe for abuse, and it doesn't work. I'll give you a link, along with all the other links to stories about a study showing how the act of blocking happening in Denmark and Sweden, doesn't work. But the fact that it doesn't work won't stop government people from pursuing it, because they seem to like controlling discourse. Censorship seems to be second nature to governments around the world. And the thing with censorship is a wonderful thing that protects the children and keeps puppies and kittens happy. And I, for one, want much, much more censorship. This video is now officially approved by governments everywhere.